It starts with the title, the game, the marquee, you know, that game that's attractive to you that you really, really want. And then an authentic control panel, one that's true to the original, that feels that maybe a smaller scale, but it feels just right. And then you add more games to that cabinet, games that don't interfere with that design, that you don't have to make compromises, and then a good, decent monitor. Can you get all of that for $169? Well, that's what Arcade1up is telling us from HSN, $169. The Defender Partycade is all those things. So this is a really good cabinet for many reasons. It has 10 set of games. My favorite one on here is Sinistar. Now, Sinistar is a game that I never played as a kid, but when I got the Defender Partycade, it became quickly one of my favorite games of all times, especially because this is, it's free credit. Like, you just hit a button, you can get right back into the game. So when Sinistar comes chasing after you and you die, you can just quickly get right back into the game, and you can play it over and over and over again. And I was able to defeat Sinistar several times on this cabinet, which was a great experience. Now, I do think that eventually Arcade1up is going to come out with a definitive Defender cabinet, not like the Mortal Kombat reskin that they did. This is something that I didn't really appreciate that Arcade1up did, where they took the Mortal Kombat cab and reskinned it for Defender. This was not something that I wanted to purchase because the control deck for that cabinet was the Mortal Kombat control deck. What they need to do is come out with a definitive Defender cabinet that actually has basically the same controls that you would see on this Partycade. This Partycade is smaller, right? It's smaller, but, you know, at least it looks like the original Defender. The button layout, they did really, really well. And this was a lot better than the Rampage cabinet from Gen 1. The Rampage cabinet has 3 sticks on it, and you want to play Defender on it, you got to like kind of jump your hand around. Like, that doesn't work. It starts with picking the right title that represents the other games so much better. And they did it. They did it on this cabinet. Now, it is $169, but I believe you can save even more money. There's this $10 coupon here, and people have told me that they have redeemed this and saved some additional money. Now, if you're interested in those prices, I do price tracking at consulkits.com. $169 is what we have this rated at right now. This is the best deal that I've ever seen on the Defender Partycade. When I bought it, it was about $220. Now, I did do that in a payment plan, and that is available as well. You can do 5 payments of $34, and it comes with free shipping. So I think this is a really good deal, and that's why I'm excited to tell you about it. Out of all of the cabinets that I bought from Arcade1up, can you believe it? This Defender Partycade is my favorite, and that's exactly why I'm making this video. I want to share that joy with you, joy with the community, because this is a steal. It's a 17-inch screen, just like the 3/4 scale. There's even tons of people out there that what they've done is they bought the Mortal Kombat Defender that has the deck that's basically the Mortal Kombat control deck, and they buy this Partycade, and they gut the Partycade. They take the parts out of it, and they put it in the 3/4 scale cabinet. That is something you can do. And what they do is they buy a replacement control panel from DIY Retro Arcade that fits perfectly in that Mortal Kombat. Got to do a little bit of wiring. And because these use the same monitor, you can actually transplant the parts from one cabinet to the other. Now, I've done that in the past. I have a video on that. Now, what I usually do is I take the monitor and the PCB together to the other cabinet. It worked in the Partycade. It's going to continue working in the 3/4 scale. You just take out the monitor from the 3/4 scale and put in the Partycade monitor, and all the buttons and the joysticks, you just rewire it up. It's actually not that hard to do. Now, some people venture out and they actually try to move the PCB to the other monitor. You can have some compatibility issues because they don't use exactly the same monitor on every Partycade, on every 3/4 scale. There could be minor differences, and so those minor differences may not work out. But if you bring them together, it will work. But for $169, and maybe you can even save $10 on this, this is a steal as is. This is something that I have on a bar top. I don't have it hanging on the wall. You could hang it on the door. I've done that in the past. But for me, the house that I have now has this bar top, and I literally have it on there, and that's how I play it. And it's a fun game. I play these games for about 10, 20 minutes standing up. It's a lot of fun. Sinistar is definitely my favorite game. It is a game that I never played as a kid, but it quickly became my favorite game of all time. Maybe favorite game of all time. I've even played it on the Sega Genesis now. I bought the cartridge, and that's why I learned that Digital Eclipse did the emulation back in the day. And I was like, oh, Digital Eclipse is something that Arcade1up has used in the past, and I think they've actually helped create the Moo emulator. So it may be the same people that did the Defender Partycade also did the Sega Genesis port back in the day. No matter how you play it, the games are a lot of fun. Whether you play the console port or you play the Partycade port, these games are fun. It should be added in your collection. If these are games you've never picked up, consider doing it, because I was hesitant. I was like, no, I only want to pick up games like Street Fighter, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Star Wars, these games that I have a big, rich, passionate history with. And then I was like, you know what? I'll pick up the Defender. Love it. Absolutely love it. But I want to hear from you down in the comments what you think of this. Is this something that you've picked up already? And if you do end up buying it because you haven't yet, come back to the channel, comment below, give me your honest feedback. I want to hear from you as well. And I'm sure there's others in the comment that want to read your comment as well. So we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.